and welcome to MCFC 9320 PUBcast. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, good people. Did we enjoy today?
On the whole, yeah.
Yeah, don't all speak at once in your happiness and stuff like that.
It's hard to say. I'm going to have to wait for the papers tomorrow to tell us whether we enjoyed the game or not.
Yeah, whatever. Good evening, Super City. Good evening, Big Morgan. Hope you're both well, guys. Yeah, you know, it was, to be honest, I shouldn't really say. I was told the lineup about 1:30 this afternoon when I got to the Etihad of somebody who knew. And I went, 9 changes, are you sure? And he went, or she went, he or she went, yep, I've just seen it. And he or she showed me the team sheet, and I went, bloody hell. And then went round the other side, and I saw the players coming off the team coach, and Jack Grealish looked pissed. I will be honest. So it's no coincidence Jack didn't get on today. But yeah, so Chelsea couldn't even beat City reserves, could they, Anne-Marie?
No, they couldn't, and it was a poor showing by Chelsea. And I'll be honest with you, there was a couple of points today when Sterling had the ball and missed or messed up, and I actually wanted to think that's why we let you go.
No, just I can see what Gaz is saying there in I've been hacked on TikTok, Gaz. I'm still trying to get my account recovered because, as you know, last night I got suspended for no reason whatsoever, and then I found out I've been hacked. So TikTok have not got my account back yet. That's by the by. Hello, FIFA. Hello, Robert. Everybody who's joining us there. So yeah, I'm glad Sterling got a 3/4 good reception stand because he deserved it. You know, he didn't really do any bad to us, did he?
No, he didn't. He's just one of them players that he did his best, and his best just wasn't quite good enough. That sounds hard, but I think you know where I'm coming from. He could play well and he could do things, but he just didn't have that consistency. Do you know what I mean? And he'd have chances that he'd miss that you're thinking he should be missing them. Same with Gabby Jesus, really. You just couldn't quite get them regularly enough at that very top level that we need. The team is, without doubt, stronger without Sterling and Jesus.
To be honest, I thought I've not seen the one in the second half. Was it Johnny Stones who cleared it off the line? But the one in the first half, I thought it was a great save by Ortega. To be fair, mate.
Yeah, but that still doesn't. You know, that's just one shot in one game. You know, over the course of a season, his levels.
It's been shocking for Chelsea.
Yeah, his levels just aren't consistent enough. He's a no for me. I wouldn't boo him. There's no doubt about that. I wouldn't boo him and give him a cheer like. But you can see why it's 3/4 of a cheer. It's like, hey, well done, lad.
Mm-hmm. Paddy, Stuart saying there, Kalvin Phillips played well. I don't really agree, Stu. Listen, I don't want the show to be about negativity towards any of the players, but what I will say is I don't think Kalvin covered himself in glory today. Neither did Sergio Gomez. But the Premier League winners, and I'm glad Phillips started today because he needed them. If he wouldn't have started today or he got substituted, the writing really would have been on the wall, Paddy, wouldn't it?
Well, if you listen to the post-match interview from Phillips, I'm actually going to give him a free pass for this season because what he said was he was feeling fairly down and his confidence was shot to pieces. So
did he? As I say, I've not seen any of the
TV.
TV. I've not seen any of the TV stuff, Paddy, because I more or less came straight from the stadium to set up this. But so yeah. So what was he saying on TV? That his confidence was shot. What, joining City or?
He basically says the confidence was gone, that the senior players and the team had to pick him up at times and kind of carry him forward. So like you kind of equate that to the same as Grealish. Like Grealish, first season, he didn't really think he belonged there, or he was shy coming forward. So for me, having listened to that interview, I'd have been off the opinion that Phillips wouldn't be there next season. But having listened to that today, I think he will be there, because I think Pep will bring him out of his shell. And like,
Pissed up? Do you mean pissed? Pissed up, Pep? Even though I've not seen any coverage on the big screen when Pep was sort of like being interviewed, I think it was Natalie. Oh, even Grealish, as I say, even Grealish looked pissed getting off that getting off that team bus today. But Pep looked a special kind of pissed.
You mean drunk, like?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't
That
see
didn't come across the TV.
No.
Let me see. Hello, Emma. How are you? Hope you well. Hello, Mark. Yeah, Gaz, Stu, and everybody who's joined us. Yeah, he looks a little bit, but you know something, he's entitled to. But what really impressed me about Pep at the end, and he always does it, so it shouldn't really surprise me. All the millions of backroom staff and that what we've got. Every one of them, he was like every single one of them, and it's clear from Tea Lady up to Khaldoon and Sheikh Mansour. Everybody there is so close. It's unbelievable, Stan.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I can see that it is. I'm just wondering, like Paddy, he didn't come across as being in any way drunk. Do you think he had some pepper? Do you think he had some peppermint to make himself look all right?
Are you drunk there, Stan?
I must be. That was an absolutely superb tumbleweed.
Anne-Marie, I know, and I'm not taking the mickey out of Paddy and Stan here when I say this. You was at the match.
Yeah.
I picked up on something and I tweeted it out as well. What Natalie, when she interviewed Gundo, she finished off the interview with Gundo by saying, "Thanks for everything you've done."
Well, that doesn't bode well.
Yeah, Laporte. What Mark's saying as well. You know, it ties in really. Laporte was crying on the pitch, so you know. I
think if we'd have tied Gundogan down, we'd have heard about it by now.
Tie me Gundogan down, tie me Gundogan down.
Oh, you'll be in the next cell with me after my peppermint joke. Tell you, I'm getting away with that.
Yeah, I just thought, seeing Laporte crying, and when Natalie said that to Gundo, I was like, oh my God, is it something she knows, or is it just a remark? But she interviewed Pep straight after. Thank God she didn't say thanks for everything you've done. I really would have been worried. Let's go through some of the comments, Anne-Marie. I know you said last night you prefer to win the FA Cup, but what would the others prefer? Because Gaz was on me live stream TikTok before I got suspended and hacked last night, and I was saying for me, I would prefer the FA Cup, and I think the FA Cup will be a lot more tougher than Inter Milan. Anne-Marie, go!
I think you're probably right. It probably will be tougher than Inter Milan. But having said that, I want the Champions League this year. I want the monkey off our back. I want to be able to stop going on about how we haven't won it with all the money we've spent or whatever. So
What's that behind you?
Where?
Oh, it's a monkey on your back.
Dickhead.
Do you mean that, Ambry, at the cost of United winning the FA Cup?
But I don't think United will win the FA Cup. I still think we'll win the lot.
I hope you're right.
By the way, Gaz is a United fan and he's going to be joining us on a pre-FA Cup final stream. We'll sort that out with Gaz. Yeah, I just was saying, Paddy, what would your preference be if you had to choose one? Champions League or FA Cup?
Right now, FA Cup straight away. I couldn't care less about
Go on,
Champions League. I don't care about the Champions League. Well, I do care about it in a way, but I suppose listening to them for years upon years about having won over on us. No, I don't want them to win anything before us. No, not a hope.
Yeah. Go on, Stan. You're raring to go there. I can see your enthusiasm.
I think we'll do both, but the two of them, the FA Cup. You don't want. I mean, you never meet an Inter Milan fan, so you're all right. You get United fans, and they'll just be blithering on forever. It's not just that. If they do beat us, we can't win the treble. So, no, I'm not having that. Can't have it. I was just looking though at what that lad said about Kalvin Phillips and asked us earlier. I don't think he did that badly, to be honest. He had a few decent passes. He did a couple of long passes that picked they picked players out, and I'm sure one of the goals came from his pass from deep. If not, it was a chance that went begging. But I think he's done okay, Phillips there.
Yeah, I agree, Stan. I didn't think Phillips had a bad match, but I also seen somebody refer to Rodri earlier on Twitter. His first year, he was called Plodri.
Yeah,
he wasn't up to standard when he first joined.
No, and he's fell behind a bit as well, Kalvin, because he had the long-term injury, didn't he? So when you start adding everything up, and at the end of the day, he's not Rodri anyway, so you can't expect it to be that high. At the moment, you don't know over the next year, he could improve. The one thing that we are worried about is what we've been saying for the last few weeks, though. Is he 28 now or 28 next year? Either way, I don't know. And for me, if he's going to stop somebody like, what's called the
grandson from Southampton?
Yeah, no, the grandson of
Tommy Doyle.
Sheffield United at the moment.
Tommy Doyle.
Tommy Doyle. Not necessarily Tommy Doyle, but if somebody like him who's coming through, then I would move him on and get somebody younger who's blue and we know will go through a brick wall for us in the end. Oh.
But if that was the case, then why did they get rid of Latfield in Southampton?
He had what, sorry?
If that was the case, like why did they get rid of Latfield to Southampton? Like Southampton are getting relegated this season.
I think that was a bit different there because they thought, right, we've got Tommy Doyle out on loan, but we'll have you. If you sell somebody on, there's a vested interest for that other club to play him because they're going to develop them, and if they develop them well enough, they can sell them on. Whereas with a loan, you've not got that interest to develop them because they're only going to go back at the end of the year. And I think that's what we've done with him, that we can have a little up there for 2 years. Kalvin Phillips coming in for 2 years gives him that little bit of room to develop.
Tommy Doyle?
No, Kalvin Phillips to see if he picks it up okay. We can always move Kalvin Phillips on and bring back Lavia. Things change now. We're a year down the line, but I think back then that might well have been the thinking.
Anne-Marie, I'll let you read that one from Julie.
I'm with Julie. I want them all. Too right.
And why not? Last night I was just sort of like playing a little bit devil's advocate in the TikTok stream, what I did. And yeah, my line of preference would be FA Cup, Champions League. I understand that everybody's the same as my chain of thought. Not many people think like me, to be fair, which is a good thing. But
Nobody's going to stick you.
However, I understand the club need to win it, you know. And can I just say as well, a quick one-liner? What a load of dickheads going on the pitch as well.
Oh, don't even start me on them.
Yeah. So yeah, no reason why we can't, Julie. You know, it's the boys seem really. I've said it on a couple of streams now, Paddy. It's like something's really, really special is happening with City, and it's just like a magic formation, formula formation, a magic formula. What? And I've not even had a drink, by the way. This is probably the first title-winning day I've never had a drink.
Me too. Never. I had a bottle of wine last night. When Arsenal lost, but my plan was to hit that bottle of wine today. But there was nothing great today. We had it.
FIFA says there, our women is awful. Need improvement. Need improving. You know, some FIFA. Anne-Marie will agree with you there because she's wanted Gareth Taylor out all season. That right, Anne-Marie? Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Well, yeah, this was the one there from Scott. This is as bad as those American comedians on Netflix.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You see what I have to put up with?
He was actually on about you.
No, it wasn't.
It's just
I haven't cracked a joke yet.
It's spelt comedian wrong, that's all. I know, Scott. So, one there for you, Anne-Marie. Go on, from Shades Shah.
2 to go. FA Cup winning. The Champions League to winning. Good luck for that. Come on, City, win.
Cheers,
Spot
buddy.
on.
Thank you, mate. So, yeah. I sort of like listened to the radio a little bit on the way home. I believe young Erling and Jack was swearing live on the TV, weren't they?
Well, Holland dropped the F-bomb.
Mr. Haaland was.
And by the way, Stan, is today the first day that somebody's been handed the Premier League trophy and it's been booed because of who handed it over? Richard Masters.
Is it any surprise?
No.
Was it good?
Good evening, Martin.
Did you hear that booing on the TV stand?
There was a tiny bit of booing. Now, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't sure whether it was for that Masters or for Mahrez. I'll be honest with you. Seriously, I thought, bloody hell, you know, Anne-Marie's brought a megaphone. I wasn't. It's just a really odd thing. You know, sometimes when you think, what was that? What went on there? So I'm not sure, but there was a bit of booing, definitely.
Anne-Marie doesn't need a megaphone, trust me.
Well, I was being polite. Well, I tell you one thing about that Champions League, because we were all of a certain age here. We've never grown up with it, have we? We've never really bought into it because we've never, you know, we've not been to the matches.
Will you speak for yourself about age?
Well, no, I mean, it's quite clear, isn't it? That unless you've got somebody who's got really good makeup on, we're all going to be over 40, won't we?
Obviously, Paddy and Anne-Marie doesn't wear makeup. Let me finish my sentence. Obviously, Paddy and Anne-Marie doesn't wear makeup, you said.
Because we don't need it.
Not me.
Oh, because you don't need it. They're growing all gracefully. They're not. Anyhow,
stop digging.
I'm not digging. Stop.
Yeah, Julie says, my preference is Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League and the Carabao Cup. Absolutely, Julie. But I've been getting a bit of stick for that preference, but I'm glad there's more and more in mine and Paddy and your trail of thought there. Good evening, Super City. Nothing wrong with them going on the pitch. It's the fans' day. As long as they don't cause trouble or stay on too long, each to their own. I normally agree with you all the time, Super City, and I love you dearly, mate, but it's just wrong, mate. It's just absolutely wrong. It is. But, like you say, each to their own, mate. Each their own. And oh, by the way, I'm glad Martin's on. My mate Martin he sits just below me, and I got a great picture of him today. A fantastic picture, and I'll share it. I'll share it with you now. God, Martin, I'm going to do you like a kipper here, mate. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Oh, I've lost it. I had it prepped as well. There we go. There we go. What's that on your head, Martin? What does it look like, Anne-Marie?
It looks like Jesus' face in a piece of toast.
It looks like a dodgy set of headphones.
Oh, what is this? Sorry, Martin. I could really not resist that, buddy. Yeah. So, yeah. Each their own regarding the pitch, Super City. I respect your opinion, buddy. Right, Captain Harris. Love the Stan Tumbleweed comment. Where's Ansaliande? Ooh, Ansaliande. What? What? Oh, he put sorry, Aunt Sally. See, if I read the comments a bit further down, then it would have all made sense. ZG68, if it wasn't United, I wouldn't be bothered about the FA Cup. Champions League is a must. Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people have swayed towards, ZG, to be fair.
When you say a lot of people, do you mean City fans or non-City fans?
With what?
As regards the Champions League, because I can understand the club and I can understand non-City fans saying, oh, well, till you won the Champions League, you've not arrived. But we arrived about 100 years ago. You know, we are a big club. We are one of the biggest in England.
Yeah.
So we've got nothing to prove. And winning the European Cup, like I was saying before, we've never had that attraction to it because we weren't there. I can understand it, the younger ones coming through, because they do have these European nights and they do remember, you know, these group stages and quarterfinals and everything else. But
yeah,
I don't know.
So what one there from Martin? I actually thought KP did okay today. KP, are you nuts? Swiftly moving on.
For God's sake.
Sorry. It's just.
Can I just give a bit of a shout out? I thought Cole Palmer had a great game today.
First 15 minutes, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
And I tweeted that I think it was because there wasn't any big stars around him. He was at a level with the platform on his peers, people he knew he was all right with. And he'll be all right, that lad. I think it was. He didn't have the nerves that he normally has when big stars. And Tony did well, playing out of position again. Guardiola's little mate there.
Rico?
Yeah, my memory's going shocking here tonight. But I thought Rico did really well there. Again.
I thought Rico played really, really well. You know something today? I thought Phil Foden in centre and midfield. I thought it was a real mature performance.
He ran the show.
He did. You know, he wasn't getting knocked off the ball. His passing 99 times out of 100 was absolutely bang on. His awareness was brilliant. And that's where I've said for a while, and that's where I see him playing. I just thought he rolled back the years today.
He nearly scored a screamer. Did you see it at the ground? No.
I think he's getting back to match fitness, isn't he? And getting them minutes under his belt.
That's what Anne-Marie was laughing at.
No, it's not what I was laughing at. You on about Phil Foden rolling back the years. He's only 22, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But he's won 5 Premier League titles. That is crazy, isn't it? 5 Premier League titles.
Got a fun fact for you here now. He's only one behind Kenny Dalglish, and he's meant to be a legend.
Kenny Dalglish, he's not. So Kenny Dalglish has not won any Premier Leagues, mate.
No, he hasn't, but he's won 6 titles at the top, hasn't he?
No, I said Premier League. I said 5 Premier Leagues.
No, I'm not knocking what you're saying. I'm just saying he's one behind Dalglish, and Dalglish is meant to be a legend. And he's 22, and he's nearly caught him up.
He did look up at me a little bit funny, Martin, when I was when I was saying, come on, chaps, get off the pitch. Stuart says, sorry, Super City, there is something wrong with going on the pitch. It's against the law. Listen, I get what he's saying, Stu. I know you respect his opinion as well. There's a lot of people who don't do things, not law-abiding citizens and stuff like that. But hey, let it go. It's gone now. Let's just celebrate. Oh, they're having a little tete-a-tete. Pep said it himself. We need to win the Champions League. Absolutely, Robert. And that's what I said earlier, buddy, that I understand the club wants to win it, but my preference will always be the FA Cup, mainly because of what UEFA stand for, and the way they've tried to absolutely do us. Obviously, we succeeded, but Anne-Marie, with regards to the Champions League, there's no reason why we can't do 3, is there?
No, absolutely no reason at all. I think if we're sensible enough over the next couple of games, Brighton and Brentford, then there's absolutely no reason at all. Because if we put out our best team against United, we will beat United. It's as simple as that.
And what I said as well, Paddy, and I've said it for a few weeks as well. Well, a couple of weeks. If we got in the position where today we won the Premier League, although we won the Premier League before today started, but I said, yeah, by all means, play the players what have not had regular, first team football, like your Kalvin Phillips, your Cole Palmers, your Sergio Gomez, your Ortegas. But I still felt it's important for the likes of Rodri, De Bruyne, Haaland to come on, just to keep in that match rhythm.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance. And Aki was interviewed at the end of the match today, and he's back training with the team within the next day or two. So at least we'll have him for the Champions League and the FA Cup. But are you going to drop a Kanji to put Aki in? But as Anne-Marie says, if we start our strongest 11, United won't live this. Not a hope.
I think he'll play a lot of those that were on the bench today. I think he'll start a lot of them on Thursday or Wednesday, whenever we play, with the intention of bringing them off after around an hour.
Well done, Stan. Well done, by the way.
An hour, just to give all of them a bit of a 90-minute run.
Stan, well done, mate. You was only a day behind then. Normally you're a month.
Well, what was they on yesterday?
Drugs.
No, you said when we play on Thursday, so he was only a day short there, mate. So normally you're a month.
Well, I said, is it Thursday or Wednesday? I can't remember. Whatever day it was. He'll give him a run. So over these 2 games, they've all had 90 minutes a game's worth.
But I have a fear if he plays a weakened team against Brighton, he'll give us a good hammering, which won't be good either. So I don't want that to happen. No,
but that's probably why he'll start with a stronger team.
That's something as well. Anne-Marie, I don't know if you caught Pep being interviewed on the pitch side. So I don't know if it was Dan or Natalie said something on the lines about what team will be there, be playing against Brighton, and he pretty much says, "I don't care. They can do what they want." Did you hear him?
Yeah, but we know he doesn't really mean that. And I think he'll put out a decent team against Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's relevant as well, Paddy. What Stuart's saying. Palmer played well, but needs games to learn when to play. The final ball will come though with games. Absolutely, and he's not a better team or manager to learn from, because he's got it today, especially in the first 15 minutes. I thought he could have had I know he had a shot with his right foot, but there's a couple of times before that where he's like he was trying to cross it for somebody to score rather than have a pop himself, because he's got the talent to do it. I love the way he spins that way and all of a sudden he spins the other way and it's just leaving the defenders in the wake. But absolutely, it will come for Cole Palmer. I just think
But you can't judge him by adult standards or a senior professional standard, because he's not that. He's a child. But like, if you look at the ball he played for Alvarez to score that goal, he knows what he's doing. Like,
oh, absolutely. I just thought it was great as well today, Anne-Marie, where the bench, the most expensive bench in history, or what?
Yeah.
I'm sick of listening to that.
But you see, it's like a big stick to beat us with. That's what all it comes down to, money.
They didn't say 4 City fans started, 3 from the academy, did they?
No.
3 from
Because
the
why let the truth get in the way of a good story?
Correct.
Who's the 3 from the academy?
Foden, Palmer, Nico Lewis.
And Lewis.
Who?
Foden, Palmer, and Lewis.
And Foden.
And we also had 2 what was playing as well, 2 not from the academy, in Gomez and Haaland, City fans.
That's what we're saying about
and Alvarez.
You're right there. There was 5 City fans on the pitch, 3 of whom had come through the academy. Sergio Gomez was one of them.
Okay,
Yeah, Alvarez was a City fan too, wasn't he?
Who?
Alvarez.
No.
Yeah.
I think he was more of a cum fan.
No.
What did you say then? No swearing till after. Oh, it's after 9 o'clock. You can say that now.
Come, Mr. Aguero.
Apologies. By the way, speaking of cum, did anybody see the picture of him in the new City shirt today? Over in, I think, in Miami. I love that man. I love that man as much as Anne-Marie loves Mahrez. Somebody wake you up then, love.
No, just choose.
So do you agree with what Martin? Do you agree with what Martin's saying there? Strongest team for the derby except Ortega. I'd play Ortega if I'm honest.
I think that's what he means. Play the strongest team, including
no, except normally means without.
It does, but if you read it, it says strongest team for the derby. Yeah.
Except Ortega.
That would be Edison. And he's bringing in Ortega. Martin, is that what
I
you mean?
understand what he means.
Yeah.
Strongest team for the derby except Ortega.
Yeah, his strongest team would include Edison, but he's not including Edison. He means Ortega.
I tell you what, it's
just, if we're right or wrong, Martin.
I tell you what, it's just easier to move on to a different question. I'll let you read that one, Anne-Marie, from Scott. By the way, Scott's the one who doesn't like gingers, by the way.
Yes, I know. 2 schools of thought. He was doing well on the wing, but either he went too soon or the middle didn't catch up. Reminds me of Huckabee. Goes past everyone, gets to the corner flag, and no one's there. There was a little bit of that.
Go on, jump straight into that one then. Hello, Ryan. Strongest team FA Cup, maybe Mahrez.
No.
Got Bernardo.
No.
No.
You play Bernardo every day of the week.
Didn't play him today.
No, but then he didn't play Kevin today. Just brought him on as a sub. But he did play Mahrez.
Big Mark says Martin's hair is getting thin, but who wants fat hair? Sorry, I read that. I thought he said Martin's hair is getting thin, but who wants him getting fatter? But it says fat hair. Sorry, mate. Moving on, Super City. For me, on any other day, I'd agree. But on the last day for the title, the fans should be able to express themselves. It's passion. We can't take that away from the game or it becomes the cinema.
No. Well, I'm going to hang on. I want to come in on this, Andy. Last home game of the season for Notts Forest yesterday. They beat...
Go on, Anne-Marie, carry on.
They beat Arsenal 1-0. and it guaranteed them Premier League safety. Did their fans run on the pitch at the end of the game to celebrate? No.
It's
Why do we need to do it every time we win the league? Because it makes us look small time. It really does.
And don't you think adults, it's bad parenting if they let the kids go on the pitch? Read the next one, Anne-Marie.
Martin, you should know better, dickhead.
You see the links are brilliant, aren't they, on this show?
To be honest, I do agree with you, Anne-Marie, and we shouldn't go on the pitch, and times have changed. But I just always think it was a bit of a tradition. We always did it at Main Road, and there was never any harm in it. It was fun. The fact that we're now winning the league every year isn't our fault. But
Stan, from the point of view of somebody who's sitting high up in the stand, who even if I could, I wouldn't go on the pitch because knowing my luck, I would lose my season ticket.
Yeah.
I end up then having to wait an extra 20 minutes, half an hour, or whatever to see the trophy presented because of a load of dickheads who want to slip and slide all over the pitch and take stupid photos.
No, it's like I said at the beginning. I agree with you. You shouldn't be going on the pitch, but I'm never really going to be condemning them because it's just, I don't know. But you're right. They are the rules, and if you lose your seat, you've got nobody but yourself to blame. You do inconvenience people. People have to get home when they're getting sacked. Everything you're saying is right. It's all practical and it's all correct. It's just a bit of a tradition that I think we're losing. For whatever reason.
How many times did United win the Premier League?
I'm not interested in United or Forest.
No.
Just us.
No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Stan. The rule is...
You're bringing them into it.
But there's going to come a point where the Premier League turn around and say, if your fans do it again, we're going to start docking points.
Yeah, you're right, and that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be doing it anymore, but I'm not going to criticise people from doing it. That's all I'm saying.
I suppose it's like a bit like Marmite, doesn't it? Either you like it or you don't like it. Jesus, if the Premier League doctors points for that. But I think I read somewhere that they fined us 260,000 last year for doing it.
Yeah.
So, Julie. Right, let's move on from pitch invasions because it's one of them. It's a Marmite subject, isn't it? Julie says, I still want us to beat Brighton, seeing as how people say they play good football. More like I want our last two games to be wins. I absolutely agree there. I want us to reach 90 plus points to close off the season. We could find ourselves about finishing about 10 points ahead of Arsenal, which is bizarre. I've heard some City fans say, Stan, that'd be a shame on Arsenal, really, because they've done well. Couldn't care. I couldn't give a monkey's uncle. Did people feel sorry for him when they was goading us and stuff like that? Not disrespecting, not just City and the fans, the club as a whole, calling us an oil club, when they're sponsored by Emirates, pot, kettle and black. Also, the likes of Zinchenko, pumping his arms out and, look at this, yeah. I couldn't give a monkey's uncle whether I don't feel sorry for him. Sorry, my little rant over.
No, you're all right. I was just playing the world's smallest violin while you were going on. I
thought you was having a shave with your chins.
You need more than that, mate. You're going to need a snowplow.
But
no, they're just ridiculous. They started all this bottling stuff off against us last year when they were 1-0 up. Then that centre-back saw his backside and then they got beat 2-1, Rodri in the last minute. They've not been right in the head about City since. And it wasn't our £27 billion squad that saw them blow a 2-goal lead against Liverpool or not be able to beat whoever it was they were 2-0 up against the week before or the week after. They're just blowing it off their own bat. Get yourself some bottle, lads. grow up.
But do you not think it's a common denominator, whoever who were the title race with, they turn into vile human beings? Like it was Liverpool for years, and now it's Arsenal. Like Arsenal didn't care about oil money until we started applying pressure and getting ahead of them. And then it was oil money, and it was this, and it was that.
There'll always be
Months
something.
previous to that, there was nothing.
They were moaning about Adebayor's goal years ago. So what? Grow up.
Anne-Marie, there's one from Pardo Oaks, and this is a subject what really interests me. Do you do the Podman, Anne-Marie?
I have been known to do it, but I will say I didn't do it today.
Does Rehab know?
Pardo Oaks, I can't stand the Poznan, mate. It really infuriates. Sometimes I sound like a right miserable old sod. Maybe because I am. I just can't be doing with the bloody Poznan. Today, I had a big argument with two stewards who was over near the west stand where the players go in and stuff like that because the barriers bottlenecked. So I just said, move your barriers, let everyone through. And he was just grinning in my face. I won't say the bit after that. And then the Muppets who, and by the way, if anybody in the chat works at City in the kiosks, what serve food and drink, you all want sacking. 25 minutes for a cup of soft drink today. 25 bloody minutes. So I had to voice my opinion on that one as well.
Bloody hell, pipe down, sugar.
So the Poznan for me, Pardo, I can't be doing with it, mate. I'm totally with you on that one. Blue Heart, good evening to the Dream Team and now league champions. I'll tell you what, no one's going to stop us for the fourth, you know. I'll tell you that now.
Oh, Jesus, don't say that.
They won't when Bellingham turns up.
I'll say it again. Nobody will stop us for that fourth on the bounce.
And I guarantee Arsenal will be nowhere near the top.
Do you know when Marker, the PR arm in Real Madrid, was saying that Bellingham's chosen to go there? Over the last week, having seen what's gone on and seeing Haaland so happy at City and then turning over Madrid, do you not think he might be thinking, do you know what? I'll go to City.
So, Super City, I've decided I ignore everything that isn't from City fans. I don't want to listen to any of the bitter haters anymore. They are clowns and everyone knows it. I'm the same. I love City being hated now, Super City, because it used to really annoy me. Is that Churchill then? Yeah, it used to really, really annoy me. But now, I just laugh now. And even when they say oil club, I go, just keep topping up your fuel and stuff like that for our transfer kit. It really infuriates them. I found the more I laugh at them, the more it winds them up. So, yeah, absolutely. Darren just got home, switched Sky on at 9, and after the golf, they showed us, and the first thing they mentioned was the cost of the bench. I'd like to say something on that, Darren. Why are you putting Sky on at 9 when you know our stream is on at 9? You should come to us first and then Sky when we're finished, mate.
Wise words.
Martin, let's remember Chelsea were on the beach as well, so hard to judge. No, I wouldn't agree with that, Martin. I'd say some of them players are playing for their Chelsea career.
Yeah.
And if they didn't play well, maybe it's a ploy because they want to get the bleeding hell out of there. Because that is the poorest Chelsea team I've seen in a long, long time. Yeah, Sterling could have got 3 today, but you know something? He didn't. Zed, me again. Grealish needs to shoot more. He gets into decent positions, but takes an extra touch or passes to another player. Some of that, Zed, yeah, Anne-Marie, I think that's tactics from Pep. You know, ball retention.
Yeah, and I agree with that because I think it's all about him not losing the ball because he can draw a foul and no problem. And he's obviously following instructions, and And for me, I thought this season, particularly since the World Cup, he's been undroppable.
I love him.
Mm.
Paddy, I actually love him. I've got man love for him, Grealish.
Yeah, he's really like.
And I'm not that way. I'm not that way inclined either, but I love him. Like Anne-Marie loves Mahrez.
Mark Fogg there. That is spot on.
That's why I've left.
Before coming to our area, I thought we were safe as houses.
He was. I think Ortega played very, very well today, and I think when has he had a bad game other than Southampton away in the cup?
Very rare.
Again,
there's another £100 million player that we just went out and spent money on.
Pep is a legend in the club. Absolutely. Super City, Edison needs to play the derby. We need proper team, no messing around. Ooh.
Yeah, we had this debate years ago about. Do you remember it, Andy? When we had that website.
Dodgy Frank.
No, about the Argentinian Willie Calabero, and they were like, "Can't put him in that, and then he ended up saving the day for us.
Yeah, in the League Cup against Liverpool.
Yeah, against Liverpool.
Yeah, I think stuff like that, it needs to be rewarded. I know I can understand wanting Edison to play and all this, that, and the other, but if you're giving somebody and say to them, "I'll play your cup matches, but then I'll not play you in the real big games," it's a bit of a slap in the face. I don't think it goes down well, and other players will notice it as well.
You're going to have to give him an incentive to stay. Because he's a number one keeper in any other team.
Yeah.
I get what Super City's saying there in that one, Paddy. If we play Ortega, we'll lose the FA Cup final. We will not have the same control at the back, and United will get chances. I sort of get that.
Is this the same control that we've had in the FA Cup where we've got to the final without conceding a goal?
But we've hardly played anyone, have we?
We have.
Are you taking the mic?
Me?
No, Andy.
Wow, Jesus Christ. You look like a bulldog chewing a wasp there, Anne-Marie.
Well, because how can you sit there and say we've hardly played anyone?
I was joking.
Well, that's why I was asking, were you being serious?
I think you came at him so hard there that he forgot to get his fish out.
Sorry?
And there we go. Anne-Marie come back at you that hard then that you forgot to get your flaps and missed your chance of getting your fish out.
My fish ain't going out, mate.
No.
That's by the
way. He played some ball for Mahrez today, didn't he? If Mahrez hadn't handled that ball for the second goal, it was disallowed.
I'll tell you what, he's in for the hiding when he gets in tonight.
You're not kidding.
Top
I didn't need to handle it.
Geez, what a ball.
It was a fantastic ball to him.
Oh, yeah, you're loving it now that it's been cancelled and we can have a right pop at him for being a Burke.
God, I couldn't believe Anne-Marie then. She tore into me.
I know. Devastated.
She's bloody tore into me.
I noticed she's not been banged off the show for the sacking though. I see, you're not gone in prison.
No.
I'd have been in prison for that. Oh, get out there. See what's going on here. I tell you. Shocking behaviour.
Scoot. United fans are too busy eating their prawn sandwiches. There's enough fish jokes in here tonight.
I'll tell you one thing though.
It says rules aren't made to be broken. That's true. I know saying.
That is very true coming from Aaron Banks.
Yeah. So overall, it's been a top all day. So I just loved Alan's celebrations as well. You know, he was just like a kid. I know he is a kid in Kidston, but there was one part when he was walking around the pitch. There was three of the players' kids, only little toddlers and stuff like that. And he went up there. He put at one point. Who else did it? I think it was I forget what player put a Champions League. That's in a couple of weeks. A Premier League medal around the little toddler's neck and stuff like that, and started playing football. Just started playing football with these little kids, and I just thought that just sums the lad up. It's his first Premier League title himself. And he's just like a big kid, a bit like me.
He was getting interviewed by Sky, and the crowd started singing a song about his father, and he cut the interview. He says, "Hold on," he says, "he danced to that." And he went over, he danced in front of the crowd, and then he came back to your man then.
I'm there. Yeah, Stan, there's one for you if you can read tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right, that.
Right. Yeah. I tell you what, it's beneficial for the people listening on an audio podcast, isn't it? Yeah, it's right, that. Yeah. Julie says, who cares about Arsenal? This is City. Let's close off the season, blowing them away on points. Absolutely, Julie.
Yeah, it's right, that. Said that 2 minutes ago. Hey, I tell you what, one thing though, that, just coming back to what Foden did, and this is the problem when we do a podcast too close to a game. We forgot to mention about Wally Foden's pass for that fourth goal for Alvarez. That was something special.
You're a week behind again, aren't you?
No, it's only a couple of days ago. No, but we never even mentioned it. I'm giving credit where it's due. That's that little slider, that reverse slider pass from Phil Foden, spot on. And I think it should get more credit. So I'm giving it.
If he had scored that goal today,
beyond belief,
did that from the centre of the pitch.
Beyond belief says, and actually is beyond belief that the name is quite apt for those serving. The staff have two speeds, slow and slower. Well, what I did say to him, they've got slow and bleeding reverse today. But yeah, Stuart says people don't have to do the Poznan, but geez, don't moan about others having fun doing it. I will moan if I want, Stuart.
Can I just say something about that Poznan? It's not something I do myself, but I'm getting to the point now as a City fan listening to other non-City fans. If that winds them up and boils piss, I'm all for it. Because no matter what we do, there'll be somebody moaning. Do you remember 10 years ago? You'll never win anything because you can only sign mercenaries. Now we're winning everything. And it's, oh, you've not won the European Cup. We win the European Cup. Oh, you've only won it once, the same as Aston Villa. You win it twice. Oh, it's only the same as Forest. Oh, but you've only won 3 things. You're winning football. Just get that piss in.
Can I just say, Stan, you're not allowed to say piss because it goes out on a family show as well. And Marie, there's one for you.
Salty water.
Ryan, next season will be much easier. Arsenal will be nowhere near. Just need 3 additions.
I agree. And the reason why I said that, Amory, is, and I left that one up there because it was said, and I understand why it was said. When we won the league in 2012, people said if we didn't win it in 2012, it'd take us a good few seasons to actually get that momentum to win it again. And I see that with Arsenal. I think us blowing them away like that has just absolutely destroyed them.
Who needs the 3 additions? Also Arsenal.
What, mate?
When he says they need 3 additions, is he talking about us or is he talking about Arsenal?
I think he's talking about us.
What 3 additions do we need?
Well, it looks like a replacement. Laporte, possibly Gundo, from what Natalie said today. I don't know if that was just I don't know, or Bernardo. Depends what's happening with Kalvin. And don't forget, we've got to replace Cancelo. So I reckon 3 good. I agree with Ryan there. 3 good additions for us. And we will be really, really strong. And I know we're strong now. That sounds stupidly ridiculous. But I do feel that we're unstoppable. It's just, I keep saying it. There's just something really, really eerie about that team at the minute.
Yeah.
Beyond belief, is Ortega too good to be backup keeper? He's class. I agree. We're blessed. We're absolutely blessed to have Ortega, you know, at the club as a number 2, because he would get in a lot of the Premier League teams, you know, as first choice, Anne-Marie.
Of course he would. You know, he's a good shot stopper and he's got good distribution. We only need to look at that, you know, the goal that was disallowed. It was his pass to Mahrez.
Sorry, you broke up then. To who? Sorry.
Mahrez. But the tit handled the ball. So yeah, I think I do think he is a decent keeper, and I think it'll be key to keep him for another season.
Yeah. Stanley Lee says, today was my happiest day as I have two different. Oh mate, I have 2 different cancers and don't know how many more Premier Leagues I will get to see. Stanley, let's hope it's many, 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 many more, buddy. Yeah.
Glad you got to see today, though, Stanley.
Yeah. And keep fighting the bastard, mate. Keep fighting that bastard.
We're all behind you, Stanley.
Absolutely, mate.
Yes, Stan.
Big Morg, Stan is no mug. Good lad. Stan, is that your burner account?
I don't know, Andy. I don't know how to hack or do anything. I don't know, mate.
Yeah. Cheers for that, mate. Julie said, I hope Ortega is content in being our number 2. He's a great number 2. Edison will always be our number 1.
Tell you what, though, we're missing the king of the keepers, Scott Carson.
Oh, don't get FIFA going, for God's sake.
Have you seen his honours list now? Champions League, 3 Premier Leagues. Tell you, the kid's a wizard. Take care, Martin.
Robert Wilson says the team to be United and then Inter is sorted. Basically, same team that beat Real Madrid. Agree, mate, and that has got to be, and that has got to be Bernardo over on the right, and I think the rest picks itself, doesn't it, Anne-Marie?
Yep.
Very, very, very harsh on Nathan Aki, but I think you're right. He's just got injured at the wrong time.
Why is he a right time to get injured?
Yes, beginning of the season when nobody gives a monkeys.
But I've got a feeling Nathan Aki is fit again, but today didn't need to rest him. Play him in any way, shape, or form. I expect him to be back on the bench on Wednesday against Brighton.
He says that after the match.
Did it?
Yeah, he'll be back in the team, back training with the team the next day or 2.
That's good because I just think I think he's up there for player of the season, a real deal. I know Haaland, the achievements Haaland's made is incredible, but you know something, Nathan Aki, don't underestimate Nathan Aki. And I tell you what, as well, bargain of the season, bar none, is a Kanji. You know, I don't care what player, what's gone into any Premier League team. Akanji has been magnificent, and the way he just goes over to the left and he just plays. He just play. It's just like seamless, in it, Stan.
Yeah, I think in our heads, the two teams in the final. You know, God willing, everybody gets through the first one okay. 9 of them are nailed on. 9 starters are nailed on. You're then going to go to Bernardo or Mahrez. I know, but most people would pick Bernardo. And then the only other one is, where would Ake come in at the back? And that's it. That's the only decisions we've got to make. But I'd go with the rest of them. That team that played Real Madrid, that's got to be the backbone. Like I say, and to be honest with you, I like Mahrez, but I would start Bernardo. And the only thing is, I just think he's been unlucky. See how the cup final goes. If somebody has a really wobbly game, maybe he might get in then. But other than that, stick with what's winning.
absolutely. And I told you we'd get FIFA going. Told you. I believe Scott Carson actually gets a Premier League. He got a Premier League medal, doesn't he? Because it doesn't count with goalkeepers. They get one.
I don't think he got one today.
Oh, I'll buy him one.
I didn't see him get him up. They gave him one of them.
No, I didn't see him getting up. No.
Pardo Oak says Laporte was very emotional at the end of the game, end of his time at City. It appears so, mate. It's a shame because we keep citing back to last season. He dragged us through, and for us to win the league. But then, do we keep players on sentiment? Because when Aki's on his game, I think he's better than Laporte. Defensively as well as pace. Could be said Akanji now is second choice to Aki. So it's a shame. And what we've got to think of, it's been a great, as the saying goes, he's been a great servant to the club. We've not been paying him handsome wages, have we? He's been a servant, but you know what I mean. If he needs to go, he needs to go. Let's shake his hand, wish him well, and move on, because we can't keep every single player just through sentiment. Otherwise, we'd still have David Silva playing for us. Aguero. You know what I mean, don't you? So that's one thing what Pep's good at, and that's refreshing the squad. So as much as we love some of these, and they are our favourite players and stuff like that, we've just got to let them move on, haven't we? Especially if they want to.
Does he want to go?
Didn't ask him, mate.
Do you know what, Paddy? I got the feeling, looking at him there, that he wasn't sure whether he wanted to go, and he said to somebody, "Okay, I'll come." And he was sat there today and thought, "Oh, what have I done? What have I done?" He's either going to have to turn around to say to somebody, "I don't want to come now," or he's going to have to go. And he's like, "I'm going to miss this."
Yeah. Right. I think
if he doesn't want to go, I don't think we should let him go.
Well, I think we're bringing in a new defender. I think he might be getting moved on so that we can free up the wages and get some money to go to the new guy.
Yeah. Right, guys. I think we'll park it. We're not going to do a preview for the Brighton game, because we'll probably if people are free, we'll probably do that on Tuesday. We'll do a preview on Tuesday night. I just wanted it to be purely about today's game and the achievement. Three on the bounce and stuff like that. Thank you everyone in the chat. Who's contributed tonight. As always. Absolutely. Love the interaction from you guys in the chat. Can't thank you enough. Anne-Marie, thank you very much. Paddy, as always, great. Stan, see you. I thank you as well, Stan, for joining us. Listen, anybody else want a bit more of a City chat and stuff like that, head over to YouTube for Martin's show, The Mancunian Way. Martin is going to be live. I'll be jumping over onto that show with Martin as well. So thanks for joining us. What a great day. 3 on the bounce, and we will do it again on Tuesday evening. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. What's not much left of it, is it? Thanks for joining us, guys. Much appreciated. Bye-bye now.